What is up, everyone? Conixis here, and welcome back to Shining Song, Starnova. And as you remember, we started my girl Nemu's route yesterday, and the chapter is called Demon. And oh boy, am I ever ready to see what the demon's gonna do? But as we saw last time, the demon only appeared once, but it was because like Nemu was kind of getting thoughts on what the hell her mom's doing with Kamijo, but that's fine. So far nothing bad has happened. Everything's been pretty calm. But we have seen that producer San is turning into kind of a dick, because he's just kind of getting in his head wrapped around the whole money spiel and everything else, and it's like, ah boy. But hopefully nothing bad happens for now. But as we see from this line, is a possibility something is gonna happen. Real life comes at you regardless of whether you're ready or not. As much as we would like to believe otherwise, business wasn't going to follow a clean narrative. It's not until years afterwards that you can decipher a beginning, middle, and end of a business. And actions always had unexpected consequences, which laymen explain after the fact through the lens of popular preconceived notions to make the world feel more logical than it was. Following from that reality, sometimes opportunities came at you when you least expected it. Having reached the end of the week, the various talents of Starnova not currently away on jobs were lounging away in front of the TV, not particularly motivated enough to practice on a Friday. Oh. While Nemu shot me dirty looks from time to time thanks to my prior over-enthusiastic examination of her bust size, she was smart enough to not leak any word of that incident to her coworkers. Nemu, stop! Nemu's a dangerous girl, y'all. Not for the yandere fan, just the fact that she played too much. Your boy would get entrapped in this as well. Nemu played too damn much, like... I like that, but at the same time, it's like, stop giving me that look from across the room. You know your boy is a giggly fuck. I'ma laugh. God damn it.
I can't believe this sight, sitting all glued to the television when we should be practicing for the anniversary live. Just what am I doing, what am I going to do with you all?
Said the shit lolly, staring absent-mindedly into the television, bag of potato chips in hand, and ass firmly embedded in the sofa. God damn it, Aki.
Who gives a damn? It's the weekend, right? And we've been working our tails off recently. We've gotta relax when we can, and besides, it's not like we haven't gone through the routine before. This'll be a cinch.
Wonder if any games are on. Come on, let's switch to the sports channel.
But you're the only one who watches that. You have an old man's taste. What? You also want a can of beer, some peanuts, and squid strips to go with that?
Natan grabbed the remote and started flipping through the channels.
It's unbelievable.
Hey, wait a minute! Turn it back to that channel! What's up? The news channel!
Something happened?
While the investigation continues, so far government authorities have found no connection to the alleged tax fraud, and Nita-san's daughter...
Kaori Nita? That chick? Wait a minute,
found no connection to the alleged tax fraud and Nita-san's daughter's activities in the renowned idol group Quasar. My interest piqued. I raised my head from the computer and faced the television as well. Nita Kaori made headlines last year for being voted the number 5 girl in the group in an unexpected upset. How her father's arrest will affect her idol career remains to be seen. The report cut to Kamijo walking alongside a small army of reporters outside the steps of the Golden Calf office. Despite the commotion the reporters were causing, his face betrayed not a trace of worry. Golden Cap Productions takes great pride in our compliance with all governmental regulations. This is purely a private matter affecting Nita-san's family. Surely the journalist of this nation would not impute a father's crimes to his daughter. As soon as he finished his statement, Kamijo was assaulted with a barrage of questions. One of the reporters asked him how Kaori's ranking might be affected by the news that her father has been arrested. Good question. I would not know myself, a matter for the fans to decide.
Oh boy. The screen cut back to the news station. While Golden Cap Productions has not yet held press conference regarding this development story, Kaori Nida-sans provided these comments to the press this morning. The screen cut to an exhausted-looking Kaori on the verge of tears.
My papa didn't do anything wrong. It's all the government's fault for taking everything away, isn't it?
After that one soundbite, the screen cut back to the news presenter. Nida-san was formally charged Thursday with tax evasion in the Tokyo Metropolitan Criminal Court. Damn. The news report continued on, switching now to some talking heads who were supposed to analyze the case from a legal standpoint. They basically said that he had been guilty since the prosecutor's office would not have filed charges unless they were sure he had committed the act. Basically, the same old, well, since the cops took him in, he's gotta be guilty of something, if not the actual act. Line that you always hear from the media. Girls turned to me to take on the situation.
Well, that was kinda your mom in another universe, fucking Aki, goddamn. Now Nita's getting that shit. God, yeah.
Even though Kaori-chan had nothing to do with her father's crime, this is still going to impact the public's impression of her. The mass media has a big love-hate relationship with the idol industry. After all, one moment we're the great shame of Japan, but whenever there's a big scandal, they'll be more than eager to shove us into everyone's faces. Regardless of the circumstances, they're going to present the facts with their own angle, and this, they couldn't have chosen a worse way to depict Kaori-chan. They looking for a good story. Shouldn't that be they are looking? They looking for a good story. I feel that should be they are, but I'm gonna say it there, because it feels like it should be there. They are looking for a good story that'll grab people's attention. Whatever Kaori-chan happened to say to the press, they're going to cherry-pick her words to depict her in a certain light. The public's not gonna like what they hear, and honestly, the news people already know that. Given the competitive nature of Quasar's membership, I'd say it's pretty likely that Kaori-chan will be replaced soon.
Pretty harsh, huh? I bet if Sasa-chan was here, she'd cry. She'd be about to cry.
Not to mention Maria would already be in flashback mode. Just one wrong word to the press, and then suddenly you've got a full-scale riot of your own, of your home. Only a matter of time till they start throwing rocks through your window. Why society's so messed up?
That's kind of spot on.
She would say while burying her face in her. That's so spot on. God damn it.
Well, it just can't be helped. Besides, isn't it a good thing for us? Quasar's the enemy. Let the media badmouth them for all I care. As expected of the shit lolly, eh?
With that, the girls lost interest in the news and resumed their lazy chatter. Not yet seeing the implications of this latest development, I returned to work as well. It wasn't until later that I knew this was the beginning of the riskiest venture of my career. Oh, what's happening? The end of the day arrived. After reluctantly deciding to hold a practice session, lest the day end up a total loss, the girls filed out of the office eager for the weekend.
It's finally over. Hey, by the way, Nemu's been awfully quiet today.
That's true, eh? Something the matter?
No, perhaps I'm just fatigued after a long day.
Well, be sure to take good care of yourself. Managing your stress is important, eh?
Yeah, well, we'd hate to see a certain thing happen again. It'd be a big problem.
It'd be a big problem, eh? Maybe if Nemu has nervous breakdown, that'll mean I'll be the center, the center next.
Assuming we survive the fallout.
Oi, quit bad-mouthing Nemu.
Barely a year in and already playing favorites with your talents. What a letdown.
Pinkun really is a tits man, eh?
Bah.
I don't know what men like about girls who have a second ass on their chest anyway. Aki telling it how it is. It's all about that petite, I guess. I don't fucking know. Your boy like a thick booty, but hey, tits are nice, mate. Both are wonderful things. It's just a great big lump of fat anyways. Okay, wasn't expecting that one. Okay. Aki-chan. Aki-chan's still a growing girl. Maybe she can get boobs one day and charm the producer into making her center.
Aki stammered to herself while clutching her flat chest.
You'll see. You better prepare yourself.
With that sound, she stomped off while murmuring to herself,
Well,
not on an aisle. I'll leave you two lovebirds be. See ya.
see ya, Peekun.
It appears the others have finally left. Shall we pick up from...
Stop! Stop! You're dangerous! Stop! Shall we pick up from last time where we left off? Oh no! I said that backwards, but it's still the same. Oh god.
How about it, Producer-san? The nearest love hotel is a corner away.
I mean, yes, but the paparazzi are literally going to be tailing you, no doubt. Actually, I've got some more work to do.
Producer-san's such a cold man.
Besides, I don't want your mother to start asking questions about what you're doing on your off hours. She might be turning a blind eye right now, but that'll go out the window if she suspects I'm taking advantage of you.
Yes, Producer-san. Nemu shall behave herself and go back home.
Atta girl. Now relax and come back refreshed.
Fine.
Oh boy.
He says he doesn't want to upset my mother, and yet it looks like she's not even here.
Wait. Oh man! I know what's exactly about to happen. I know exactly what's about to happen. It would have this low an angle if I didn't know what's gonna happen. I know exactly what's gonna happen. We gonna get some Nemu playtime. Oh shit! And if we don't, I'm actually surprised because this angle, legs, and right where the crotch can be, and you're telling me Nemu ain't gonna do some things, I will be shocked. But we'll see. Nemu let out a long sigh and sprawled out on the sofa.
Producer-san, why do you always give poor Nemu the cold shoulder? You say it's all for the sake of Starnova that we can't get too close. But is that really such a problem?
Her body tossed and turned as vivid fantasies played out in her head.
A shining idol career capped by a sweet graduation into the warm arms of your producer. My, where's the sin in that? I'm not the first girl in the field to have played that act out. Producer-san, the truth is...
Warmth. Yep, there it is. There it is. Yep. Warmth gathered between her legs. Her body couldn't resist tensing as she ground her thighs. Ground her thighs together? Don't you mean grind? I don't know.
I wanted to live my real mother's life ever since I found out the truth.
Oh. Wait a minute. And we never got a picture of like normal Nemu, so let's take a look. Everybody look at the pretty picture. And now everybody look at the scary picture. Ah! God damn it.
Haruna-san, you'll never be rid of her ghost.
Wait a minute. That was the weakest hit to my desk I've ever done, but it was more like me holding my hands in my face and doing the boy symbol, but my hands hitting the desk. God damn it. Like, are you insinuating now that... Are you insinuating that Nemu's mom's spirit is in her on some Correcchio shit? Or what are you insinuating here? I mean... Okay.
I know what you did.
No, Haruna killed her mom? Oh, no! Oh, that's dirty. Oh, shit. I mean, that's what that seems like from what she just said. But if Haruna killed her mom, then... Ooh-wee, you know Haruna dying by the end of this.
I know what you did. Nemu knows everything.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Kind of forgot for a second for the whole, I don't know how I feel about a yandere pleasuring herself. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have no problem with it, but at the same time, it's kind of like, wait a minute. Can you do this without the yandere stare? Absent-mindedly, she reached into her dress and started playing with herself.
You thought you finally defeated her, and yet here I am, your worst enemy. She's back from the grave to take you in for your crimes.
Oh, at least her face is like that. Wait, is she gonna make a noise? Nemu, how do you sound? I need to know this one. No noises yet. Is it gonna move? She closed her eyes, the pleasure of the coming revenge soiling her panties. I need a moment. I'll be right back. Alright, I've returned after taking a moment to walk around my house and think. Well, so what I'm getting from this right now is that if this is true, Nemu's mom is either possessing Nemu, which shows her yandere side, which would explain why Nemu doesn't remember anything in her yandere side, or Nemu's just fucking crazy. One of the two are the possibilities. The next scenario is the only reason Nemu became an idol is so she can live her mother's life through herself, or her mom is doing this to relive her life. That is another of two options. And the third is she's taking pleasure in plotting her revenge to Haruna, or she's taking pleasure because she actually does care for the producer. There's like two options, or it could be both for that matter, I don't know, but there's like two options for each different scenario, and I am confused. But she closed her eyes, the pleasure of the coming revenge soiling her panties. Somewhere in her subconscious, her fury had bubbled since that day. Her pulse quickened, it was coming, the release. Day by day, it had grown until it became a malignant tumor. Her breaths grew ragged. Burst. 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 Well, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. We can turn Nemu's voice off. Well, I want to hear if she makes a noise. I want to see how she sounds. The sound of... I mean, I heard before, but I want to hear it again. The sound of the elevator dinging knocked her back to her senses. The other retracted back into the black recesses of her mind, like a demon, not yet powerful enough to manifest itself in the light. Oh, she said the Ara! Oh, God. Well, that was all I needed. Ara. God damn it.
My, losing myself in my thoughts and soiling my panties like this. I never knew I was such a naughty woman.
She straightened out her dress and stood from the sofa, looking to see who may have gotten off the elevator.
Nobody.
Just as she was about to turn back, she heard a distant laughter.
Huh? What was that?
She quietly crept to a walled-off private office built in the side of the main area. Wait a minute. wait a minute. She's not gonna see Haruna and Kamijo fucking now, is she? 'Cause if she does, you know who coming through with Gunter-kun. Anyways, as soon as she saw who was present through the door window, she hid herself. Oh, it's. Wait, what are the both of you doing here? Wait a minute.
That man again. What could he be doing here? And Karoi-chan too?
A far cry from the teary-eyed girl Nemu saw on the news earlier that morning, Kaori seemed to be laughing along with the balding executive who was busily trying to impress Kamijo. The vulnerable girl on display earlier, just an act? After all, Nemu knew the best of all people how idols could have two completely different personalities in public and in private. And in any matter, what were the two of them doing here in Haruna's office? Then this must mean that Haruna was up to something suspicious behind her back. What the fuck? The group seemed to finish their discussion and turned to exit the office. Nemu quickly withdrew and hid herself behind the sofa. She sighed in relief when the elevator door dinged again and the three of them left the floor.
What's going on? Is Haruna-san really up to something?
I mean, you didn't have to do that. She felt something within her jerk in its sleep, threatening to wake up from its slumber. It had just become more powerful, but you don't know what she's doing yet, and yet she wasn't afraid. Rather, it filled her with reassurance. All she would have to do is close her eyes for a bit and let it do its thing. I win! And when she woke back up, everything would be alright again. I win!
If that's how you want to play it, Haruna-san, then I won't go down so easily, like my mother either. Okay. But what's going on? What's happening?
Today was the day Nemu and I were scheduled to speak with Colonel Tanaka. Sorry for that, guys. I waited in front of the office until Nemu arrived in the same black dress she wore for the KP Link shoot. Oh boy.
My apologies for my tardy appearance. I hope you weren't waiting for too long.
No, you're actually right on time. Hey, I know that dress.
Producer-san seemed rather partial to it, so I took the liberty of purchasing one myself. KP Link can consider a special product endorsement.
As expected of our Ojo-sama, eh?
Ooh, Producer-san.
With that, we got into a cab and headed for the high-end club where we would be meeting our potential client. We arrived at the location. Quite a few men in expensive-looking suits lined the place, surrounded by an equal number of skimpily dressed women bearing smiles and as artificial as their chests. Damn. Of course, not even these high-end hostesses could compare to a top idol. Virtually every male's eye turned to as Nemu strode through the bar to our table. Several of the hostesses clicked their tongue, visibly jealous of the attention she was getting. I took a seat after Nemu, purposely putting her next to Colonel Tanaka so that he could give her a good look. While I wasn't sure what to expect, he didn't particularly come off as a military man. In fact, he didn't look much different from any other middle-aged man executive that I usually dealt with. Not quite the Sergeant Hard Rock image that you would envision for someone in the military. I guess overseeing the PR department was more of a desk job anyway, so I wasn't too surprised. Kodama's contact appeared to have already lubricated our target with the strategic dosage of alcohol. He gave the appropriate introductions, beginning the discussion. Well, now time to get to work. I laughed along with Tanaka, building up rapport. I wasn't... what really has happened to the men of this country? I hear they're now cooped up in their rooms, watching cartoon girls all day and night. You know it. God damn it. Makes my job all the more difficult, rousing the behavior of herbivore men of this country. I understand what you're saying. But as the saying goes, if you can't beat them, one must join them. One merely needs to put a pair of breasts in front of a man to get him to chase them through hell and high waters. It's been like this since Adam laid eyes upon Eve. It's merely that the medium has changed, Tanaka-san. Our fathers and grandfathers enlisted to protect their wives and daughters. The men of this today want to defend, well, shall we say, women more like this. With a grand gesture, I introduce Nemu. We in the entertainment industry have assembled the finest squad of women worth fighting for. Ah, I see. If you can beat them, join them! Truly the epitome of this country's military doctrine. Tanaka's glassy eye drifted over to Nemu, or more accurately, her pair of bazonkers. Ah, yes, truly I was a salesman of devastation. Veritable weapons of mass destruction, those. Well, darling, you haven't drunk much. Can I get you something more to your preference?
No thank you.
I glanced at Nemu. That wasn't the right answer here. I cleared my throat and gave her a nudge.
I confess I'm rather weak with alcohol.
Ah, I see. It can't be helped then. Nemu-chan here is our top idol. Well, her appeal is self-evident though, is it not? Ah, producer-san, you are simply too much. Of course, we've got other talents as well. I pulled out a file of photographs of the other girls and spread them out on the table. From the mature lady of the night to the smiling girl next door, Shining Productions can provide faces to make even monks blush. Tanaka pointed to Maria's picture. Ah, I like this one. Is she available? Of course, I wouldn't have brought her photo here otherwise. So, this is what young men of this generation are into, huh? I remember the idols of my days. It was truly a different era. Sensing an incoming lengthy digression, I slipped my mug of beer. I laughed and kept nodding as Tanaka spoke at length of the days of his youth. Oh boy. After a night of hard drinking, we left the hostess club thoroughly drunk. Ah, producer-san, tell you what. I feel like I can trust you. The people above me have been really up my arse. Is that arse? I don't know, about meeting this quarter's enlistment quota. Honestly, the things we've been doing in the past aren't enough anymore. We're just not connecting with this generation. Why don't you get me some ideas on how to turn this around? Here's my card. I bowed as I exchanged cards with Tanaka. Thank you very much. Shining Productions is looking forward to working with you. Likewise. He waved to Nemu. See you, darling.
The pleasure is all mine.
With that, Tanaka got into a cab. Well, that turned out well enough. Although, there was a certain irregularity. Hey, are you feeling alright? You were usually subdued tonight.
Ara, what could you mean, producer-san?
Well, you know, normally I'd expect you to start balancing sake shots on your chest again. Luckily, he wasn't that hard to win over, but let's not sell yourself short here. I brought you here so you can make an impression. That didn't happen.
Is that a problem? He seemed pretty taken with Maria.
This could have been a pretty big job for you. It's not like you have to pass an opportunity up. I can put Maria down for this job, but it would have been better if the center was featured instead.
Unfortunately, Nemu's not interested.
What was this? Insubordination? I sighed in expiration. Look, this is why I said we should keep things professional. It's your job to appeal to men. Let's keep our personal feelings out of this.
It does not upset you when other men gawk at me, producer-san?
Why would it? It's my job to make other men gawk at you. I mean, I must be doing something right. Here I was, working up deals for her day and night, and she was throwing a tantrum at me like some freshly minted teenage idol. Don't, producer-san, you need to not.
I'm sorry, producer-san.
I sighed and shook my head. You've been under a lot of pressure lately. I understand if you feel overworked and want to balance the load more with the other members. Anyways, I got the deal in the end, so no harm done. Go home and get some rest.
Understood.
She wants you to only pay attention to her, don't you see? I think. I think she does genuinely like him, but at the same time, I don't know what her possible mom spirit is planning or what her just yandere side is planning. I don't understand so far. I know something's happening, but we need more details. Anyways, I hailed a cab for Nemu before heading home myself. Oh boy, Nemu tossed and turned in her sleep. In her dream, she heard a voice. Nemu? Nemu? Despite not having ever met the owner of the voice, at least while she was old enough to remember, she knew it was her mother. Her real mother. The mother that was taken from her. Nemu was low on the ground. Of course she was. She was just a child. She saw her mother's hand grasp her. What did she look like? Nemu looked up. Oh no! But what she saw wasn't her mother. It was the arrogant sneer of a woman, hell-bent on winning at all costs. Suddenly, the grasp on Nemu's hand tightened. She was in pain. You're just desserts, idle harlot. Oh, suddenly the screeching of tires. Oh. The world spun. His face echoed through her through her voice. You've let me down, Nemu. Oh no! See, I told you gotta stop being a dick. For some reason, nobody but her could understand what she wanted. In fact, she couldn't even describe it herself. It was a concept which escaped worlds. Everything had to go as before, but this time she had to win. Win against a woman who took away everything. She tried to shout her desires to him, but no words left her mouth. She choked and gagged as she tried to explain, but nobody could understand her. They thought she was crazy. 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 She spoke, but she wasn't her.
I can be everything. Your revenge, your desire.
Yes, the demon would take care of it. All she needed was to stay here and let it wake up tomorrow in her stead.
My mother yet walks this earth.
Oh no, the demon's gonna take over today! Oh no! Oh no! Oh boy! Time for death. Nemu rubbed her eyes as she walked off the photo stage. Are you feeling alright?
Yes, of course. Oh, I just had a rough night.
Oh no, her eyes still have gleam in it, so it's not the demon.
I had such a strange dreams all night. You could say it was one of those times when you feel more exhausted when you wake up than when you went to sleep.
Oh, I get those too. It's really a big problem,
Indeed.
Anyways, I didn't mean to get on your case yesterday. You're already stretched thin with your jobs already, while Maria still has plenty of open slots available. It's my job to balance everyone's schedule, and I dropped the ball. As your producer, I'm sorry for letting you down.
No. I was merely being selfish and not taking my job seriously.
There was nothing to gain by needlessly dragging out this interpersonal conflicts. The quicker I patched things up with Nemu, the better. I looked at my watch. We had just finished Nemu's photo shoot, meaning it was almost time. After pulling some schedule magic, I had managed to line up everyone's job so that the whole unit would be able to hold a practice session together. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, I need to pick Mika up from her job. Then we'll have everyone prep for our anniversary live. Feels like forever since we had the whole unit for practice. Makes me a little nostalgic.
Everyone's been really busy,
Are you gonna head back to the studio by yourself?
No, since we can't start practice without everyone present anyways, I'll accompany you.
Alright, let's get going. Oh boy. We arrived at the audio studio where Mika was scheduled to be recording the lines for an upcoming anime. While it was only a single line for a background character, dubbing opportunities were hard to come by to begin with, so it was important to try out for every role, no matter how insignificant. Who knows, maybe some director might like what he hears and potentially offer a bigger job. Even bigger, big name Seiyu started out like this, so who knew, maybe Mika might one day be a A-list Seiyu. To my surprise, I found Mika chatting animatedly with the director.
Oh, it truly was an amazing scene when Mireille-chan finally managed to save her brother from the...
Mireille as in... Wait a minute.
Mireille-chan finally managed to save her brother from the
antipathy
in episode 5. The key framing of the miracle cannon as it came down on him was truly a point. As expected, the 3D animation really does convey the same playfulness. But that doesn't mean that 3D mechs were bad either. It really came as a big twist when the Ascendant, huh? Yep, that's definitely Sunrider. The Ascendant appeared in episode 8, didn't it? To think that a Magical Girl series would actually have the budget.
Sorry about that again, guys. I don't remember where, so I'll just start. No. The Ascendant appeared in episode 8.
To think that a Magical Girl series would actually have the budget to depict a mech battle too.
Well, I'm inclined to agree with you, despite what people said about it.
No. Anyone who fails to see the magic of Miracle Mireille truly fails to appreciate the genius of modern animation. Not to mention
Sola, yep, definitely Sunrider.
Not to mention Sola-chan's new fluffy tail.
Oh, so that was Sola on her desk. I thought that was just some random anime girl, but that was Sola. She just, for some reason, has tail. She's a kitsune kind of thing now for... some reason, I don't know, but hey, so that was Sola. I was right. I thought it was just some other girl since it had the tails in the ear, but no, that is Sola, because now Mika explains it. She
just has a tail now.
Anyways, not to mention Sola-chan's new fluffy tail. God, the one who thought to add her that to her design was truly touched by the gods.
The director laughed along while rubbing the back of his head in embarrassment. I'm sorry, Uede-san. Mika-chan really is a professional otaku. No, producer-son. It's truly refreshing to have a talent with such deep understanding of the source material. Honestly, she might have a deeper understanding of the story of Magical Girl Miracle Mirai than myself. So I guess that's another spin-off to Sunrider. When are we gonna see that in the works? Oh boy. God damn it. Well, that certainly does sound like Mika-chan, doesn't it? This girl really is something. Tell you what, one of my colleagues is trying to fill a role for a project he's trying to get greenlit. It's not a main role, but she's a named character. I'll put in a good word for Mika-chan, if Mika-chan's interested.
Oh, truly, the heavens smile upon this one.
Mika-chan truly is something, isn't she? She barely even has to act, since she's already practically an anime character. I know what you mean, producer-san. She truly is a gift.
Why are you giving that look, Nemu? Why are you giving that look? It's not even anything. Wasn't this my fear? I was like, I don't think Mika has like the guts to really, express feelings and walk and talk with me, but Nemu as a yandere just getting my praise. Nemu's like,
Hold the fuck up, bitch.
oh no.
Who might this young lady be? This is Akimoto Nemu-chan. While she may be the center of our unit, she's not quite disposed for seiyuu work. I see. Well, she is, if she's the center of an idol unit, it really would be impossible, Indeed. But here's my card if you have any further inquiries. We'll be more than pleased to cast Mika-chan in whatever roles she's suitable for. Understood, producer-san. Then here's my card. I look forward to working with you.
Her face, she just appeared like, oh, you're praising this little bitch. I see. God damn it. Nemu, what's wrong?
After bidding the director goodbye, the three of us left the office.
Nemu, what was that look for?
It's raining.
No way, I didn't bring an umbrella with me.
Nemu, you have one?
Indeed.
Nemu pulled out a foldable umbrella from her purse. Alright. Can you share it with Mika while I grab a cab?
Alright.
Is she gonna have a little... Oh, no. I'm about to say, is she gonna have a little talk with Mika while I go get a cab? Or... But no, it seems fine.
It's really coming down, isn't it?
I really hope it doesn't turn to snow by nightfall.
It'd be pretty hairy if it does, if it doesn't let up, huh? You suppose we might get snowed in?
Ooh, snowed in with a yandere, huh? That sounds like a good story. Oi, let's not even go there.
Anyways, I hope producer-san and the rest didn't get caught in the rain.
They're running a little late, aren't they?
Just then, a cab pulled up. Speak of the devil. I rushed into the dance studio along with Nemu and Mika. Ew, that really came out of nowhere.
We have returned. I'm back.
About time, too. Come on, it's been such a long time since we've had everyone here. Let's get going. Under Maria's direction, the girls rushed into the change room to get ready for practice. I better get back to work, too. Maria counted the beat as the unit ran through their routine. Come on, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait, Nemu, you're falling behind. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I said you're falling behind. Stop!
My apologies.
This is unlike you. What are you getting overconfident just because you got picked? What? Are you getting overconfident just because you got picked through the center or something? Come on, even Mika can... Stop bringing up Mika, please. I don't think Mika needs to be brought up. I mean, I understand you're comparing because Mika was the weakest link at first, but
Now, it's been such a long time since we practiced together. I'm sure Nemu's just taking it slow for the rest of us.
Don't worry, Nemu Nemu. We're all pros now, so there's no need to hold yourself back for our sakes.
They're looking down on me. Or at me. They're just jealous they're not the center. Don't mind, Nemu Nemu. You didn't need to go easy on me anymore. I'm an idol now, too.
Nemu narrator. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, please. Calm down. I was joking about having all the members murdered. Or was I? I don't know, but stop. God damn it. Nemu narrowed her eyes and looked at Mika as if she was a can of squirming worms. Oh, she's not even in yandere mode and that line scares me. Oh, God. She leaned in and murmured into Mika's ear. It begins. It begins. It begins.
Oi, get back in line, Chuni-chan.
Mika scrambled away in terror upon glancing at the demon. Alright, let's take it from the top again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no! Mika's gonna die! Oh god! Oh no. Oh, it's gonna happen, guys. It's gonna happen. It has begun. It has begun. Our worst fear has begun.
That Chuni bitch. Getting all full of herself just because of a pat on the ass from producer-san.
It has begun! Oh no! Mika, run! Oh, please. Oh, God. I knew it. I knew it would go this path. One by one, everyone's gonna get my praise, and one by one, they're gonna start disappearing. Okay. I asked for this. I asked for this, and now here it is. But I said, oh, boy. Oh, boy. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, much better. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the middle of the unit going through their routine, Nemu noticed a slight reflection on the part of the dance floor. Somehow a puddle of water had formed right next to where Mika was practicing. The gears and the machinations begin to spin.
It'll serve her right if she slips and falls in that puddle.
Well, that's not that bad. Oh, well, there it is. I'm about to say, well, that's not that bad, but then the next part.
I hope you break your leg and get fired.
Oh boy, Mika, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mika, but what's to come is what's to come. I warned all of you not to get on the yandere's bad side, but none of you listened. And the thing is, you can't listen because you don't know what would.
Nemo's really upset with me for some reason. I wonder if I messed up something. That's gotta be it. I'm still nowhere as good as her. I've gotta try harder so I don't let her down.
I feel bad for Nemu sneered as Mika backed into the puddle. A squeak cut through the studio as her running shoes lost traction. Mika began to fall backwards. Mika-chan, look out! Nemu grabbed Mika just moments before she tumbled to the floor.
Are you alright, Mika-chan? Nemu managed to grab me right before I fell.
Nemu's chest broke her fall, eh? Good save, Nemu. But seriously, what's this big puddle of water doing in the middle of the studio? Is the top leaking? Natan, you better not have spilled your water bottle again. Hey, it's not me. I don't know where this came from either. A drip of water fell from the ceiling, revealing the source of the puddle. The ceiling's leaking! Huh? Our shitty office can't even keep the rain out.
Fuck! We sweat our asses off every day to bring the company money, and they can't even afford to put a decent roof over our heads while we practice? Completely unbelievable! I'm gonna go get producer-san. This is just... Julie stormed upstairs in a fury. Mika pulled herself back up. Thank you very much. This is the second time you caught me now, isn't it? No, don't mind a thing. Nemu smiled, the demon momentarily contained. So the demon has Nemu's thoughts, but is it really her mom, or is it literally just a yandere side? I don't know at this point. Because Nemu clearly still cares about her friends, because she tried to help Mika, but the demon's like, let her fucking fall and break her goddamn legs. So it's like, okay, I don't know. Once I came downstairs and contained the leak with the plastic bucket, the girls returned to practice. Well, I'm glad Mika isn't dead or hurt. In the end of the day arrived. Nemu walked out of the change room after putting her regular clothes back on. What was that about? I can't remember most of what happened after I went to recording studio with producer-san. Lately, the gaps in my memory have been becoming larger. Cause it's clear that she doesn't retain the memories from the yandere, but what is the yandere? Is it really her mom, or is it really just Nemu who's crazy? I guess that was pretty good practice. Let's keep it up, everyone. Yeah, we get you, One-sama. Oi, who are you calling One-sama? Should we say goodbye to producer-san first before leaving? About that. Doesn't look like he's around no more. I just went upstairs and it was totally dark, not a soul around. You suppose? His spirit's been verified from this world? Hey, enough of that. He's probably busy working up a client somewhere. Don't make disturbing faces like that. You're giving me the creeps. He better not be making moves on some chick while we're here busting our asses for his sake. Producer-san's a hard-working guy. I doubt he would ever do something like that. First our roof springs a leak, and then our producer ditches us. This is the worst, right, Nemu? Oh, wait, are you all there? Your antenna's barely even making that weird heart shape. Oh, it is. Heart shape of yours. I'm afraid I'm feeling a little under the weather at the moment. Perhaps I overexerted myself a little lately. You've got that right. Lately it's been wake up, work, eat, sleep, repeat. Are you staying properly hydrated, Nemu? Can you make it back home alright? Of course. Merely a good night's sleep should be sufficient. Anyways, let's get going. Looks like the rain's finally stopped, but who knows how long that'll last. The girls said their goodbyes and went their separate ways. Oh boy, back here, what's happening tonight? Nemu laid on the sofa and mindlessly scrolled through her contacts list on her cell phone. I wonder where he could be. It's unusual for him to suddenly be out of the office. Perhaps I should give him a call. Hello? Something the matter, Nemu? Good evening, producer-san. No, nothing's the matter. I was merely wondering where you had gone. Man, a big deal came up out of nowhere. I had to run out right away and meet with the new partner. Come to think of it, you guys were still practicing downstairs, weren't you? Sorry I couldn't say goodbye. This new deal seems quite the thing. Yeah, it's really something. It could totally change the face of Starnova. Is that so? I'll tell you girls about it tomorrow. For now, I still have a few things to score out before I can discuss it. Speaking of which, I can't talk much right now. I was in the middle of a meeting. I'll see you tomorrow. Very well then, I look forward to finding out the details tomorrow. With that, Nemu dropped her cell to her chest and let out a sigh. So he says, but nothing else has changed. Producer-son, you really are married to no one else but your work. I got myself... Why am I here? Why am I here? Why am I here? I hung up my cell phone and returned to the grand office.
My apologies for the interruption. My center was merely curious as to my whereabouts. The chair spun around, revealing its occupant. Why am I here? I do not want to do business with this cuck. Why am I here? This is not... The producer is not us anymore, guys. He's grown a life of his own, and he's doing all the bad shit. No, I completely understand. Or I understand completely. Centers truly expect nothing but your complete attention, don't they? Or do they not? I see, we're both on the same page. And speak of the devil, the next matter to resolve, revolves around, whoa, this very subject. It really is quite a coincidence, huh? We now turn to the most important matter in this deal. The removal of Akimoto Nemu as the sole center of Starnova. Wait a minute, what are you talking about? Wait a minute, wait, hold on a second. What is going on here? What do you mean? As soon as my meeting with Kamijo concluded, I sent a message out to the entire unit to assemble in the office first thing in the morning for a big announcement. Despite having worked into wee hours of the morning before catching a wink of sleep, I could hardly contain my excitement. This could be the biggest deal I've ever made in my life. Sorry about that, guys. Of course, as with all the deals, it carried with it an element of risk. However, based on the numbers Kamijos were offering, we could end up with a fortune if this played out the way I wanted. Regardless of whether or not this printed money, what was certain is Starnova was going to change forever. You're gonna get rid of Nemu? Because if so, I don't like the producer anymore. The door creaked open. Good morning, producer-san. Good morning. Looks like you're the first one here. It looks so. Oh, but that doesn't mean you're here alone. I'm giving the game that look. And you know exactly what look I'm talking about. That look that, are you really gonna do this? Are you switching Nemu and Kaori? Are you really going to do this? Are you really that much of a dick, producer-san? Meet Kaori-chan. You've already been introduced, right? From the Party Viva job a while ago. Good morning, Nemu-senpai. I look forward to working with you. Wait a minute. Once the rest of the girls arrived, I explained to them the situation. Kaori-chan's going to be transferring into our unit! Yeah, looks like we gained yet another former Golden Cap talent. Who would have thought? Of course, the transfer won't be immediate. In fact, we can't even talk about this in public until official announcement at our anniversary live. Everyone, I look forward to working with you. Even though I may have joined late, I hope to probably become a Nova from now on. Well, I mean, even though she's here, they couldn't give her, like, a normal, like, outfit. She still has, like, the training uniform from Quasar. And there you have it. Take good care of your new Kohai, everyone, alright? What was the whole removal of Nemu as the center? What was that about? The girls looked at each other, not quite sure what to make of the situation. No matter how you put it, this is so sudden. Oh, my producer, I'd hate to rain on the parade here, but that Kamijo could have been playing at something here. There's no way he'd let go of one of his Quasars unless there was something in it for him. Well, you see. So after that scandal with Kaori-chan's father going to jail, the execs over at Golden Cap decided against renewing her contract, and that's where Kamijo-san and I came in. Basically, we could take over Kaori-chan's contract for a discount price, while Golden Cap recoups some of its costs they incurred to train her. It's a win-win, right? So basically, they had a problem child and they were more than eager to cut out, until we appeared and offered some money to dump her on us. Aki-chan, you're not even pretending to be a precious little loli anymore. I graduated from that now. We might be getting new Kohai, and you know, it's Kashiwagi-senpai from now on. Oh, damn. They grow up so fast, don't they? Well, it all works out in the end, right? Starnova's biggest selling point was we taking losing idols and giving them a shot at a big comeback. Hey, I even worked that concept into our name. No, you totally just named us that on accident. Kaori-chan, don't be suckered in on this guy's words. We were all there when that happened. Understood, Kashiwagi-senpai.
She's just accepted it without a second thought.
Well, if that's the situation, I guess we should welcome Kaori on board.
Welcome to the team, Kaori-chan.
Yahoo! Let's all do our best together.
Well, I guess having a new kohai's not bad.
The night watch welcomes you, sister. Everyone, thank you. Even though my career is in shambles, all of my former fans do nothing but trolling me online right now. Kaori-chan will try her best.
Really? While the busier members ran off to their jobs, the remaining lot gathered around Kaori, much like a bunch of girls surrounding the desk of a new transfer student. Wouldn't Nemu be the most suspicious since she saw her and Kamijo in what's-her-face's office? Like, if I was Nemu, my antenna would be flipping out. Like, that's some suspicious shit.
We should introduce ourselves again. It's been a while since we last saw each other, hasn't it? I'm Shimazaki Sasami. I was signed on with Golden Cap before transferring about a year ago to Shining Productions myself. I look forward to working with you.
Watanabe Julie, I don't know anything about Golden Cap, but if you want to have some fun downtown, I'm your gal. Kashiwagi Aki. I was going too fast with my eyes because I was going to mix Aki with also.
Kashiwagi Aki, also former Golden Calf. I quit a while back before signing on again at Shining. Tanabe Natsuki, call me Natan. Unfortunately, this is the first time I've ever worked as an idol, but I'm learning something new every day. There's also Nemu, Maria, and Mika-chan, who are on jobs right now.
Understood, Senpai. Once again, I'm Nita Kaori. Please take good care of me from now on.
I'm suspicious.
Mother, father, in prison. It appears that Kaori-chan's life might finally be turning around. After bearing with the harassment online and all the hate mail, not to mention the sneers on the other Quasar girls' faces, could this be a new beginning? Yes, just like a star, I will blossom anew into a new chapter. Kaori-chan, you finally did it.
Is she... Like, I can't trust her because of that whole thing with Kamijo. Had that not happened, I'd be like, oh yeah, maybe she is on our team now, you know. But... I'm a little bit suspicious. Is she really here, or is this a plot by Kamijo to fuck us up? I don't know. Yeah, looks like we picked up another weird one.
Well, she'll fit.
Well, she'll fit right in. Anyway, since Maria's not here, I, Kashiwagi Senpai, will be leading today's practice session. Oi, who directed you the leader?
Our dear Loli sure has grown up, huh?
You better keep up with us. Just 'cause you're new doesn't mean we're gonna go easy on you.
Understood, Kashiwagi Senpai.
And there she goes, playing right into her hands. Honestly, I'm not even sure you're cut out for this. You've got a lot of routines to learn before you'll be ready to dance alongside us. You better prepare yourself.
Like I said, like, it's awkward seeing her in a different, like, they couldn't just, like, you know, I mean, like I said, the only reason I can think that she doesn't get, like, our clothing and normal clothes is because this might be a ploy, and it's all just a big goof, and it's gonna fuck us in some way. Or Nemu's gonna fuck us in some way by killing her or somebody else. I don't know. She's expendable. Go ahead, Nemu. Do your thing. Unless she's really here to be here. If she's really here to be here, then don't kill her.
I shall do my best, Kashiwagi Senpai.
Good. Then get down on the floor and give me 20. Hoo-ah! Like I'm saying, don't just go with everything this shit lolly says without asking questions first.
Oh boy. As the day went on, the missing members of the unit slowly reappeared at the dance studio. While they may have usually gone home for the day after completing their obligations, no doubt the news of new member roused their curiosity and caused them to come back for a further investigation. Nemu, you should be the one investigating most. After spending the day poking and prodding their new kohai with various questions, each individual member of Starnova appeared to have mostly accepted her on board the team. Except Nemu? In any matter, none of them seemed particularly view Kaori-chan as nothing more than a cute new kohai. After everyone had sufficient chances to get to know her, I took the liberty of going downstairs and escorting Kaori-chan away back to the Golden Calf offices to work on some more documents regarding the transfer. And thus, unknown to my knowledge, the seeds of new previous plant began to sprout.
Huh? What's that shit-eating grin for? Don't you, you just don't get it, do you?
What the hell are you talking about? What don't I get?
This is why a blonde bimbo like you can never be the new center. What your problem, you shit loli? Aren't you the one cracked in the head? Producer Son already picked Nemu as the center. What makes you think he'll pick a new one so soon? Idiot, it's simple mathematics.
Today is just filled with slight interruptions. Anyways, now that our membership has expanded to 8 girls, it's not possible to have 1 girl as center and an equal number of members on the wings anymore. In other words, Starnova is going to become a dual center unit.
Huh?
Aki's words might as well have triggered a bomb to go off in the middle of the dance studio. Just when they thought that the center battle had been decided, a second bonus round had appeared. Oh no! In a flash, the cooling embers of ambition in their eyes ignited into a roaring inferno.
Could this mean that one of us could be the new center?
Upon the realization, the looks of camaraderie between the girls vaporized, and they eyed each other as not teammates, but as enemies.
Not that it really matters that much. Because no matter how you look at it, the new center is going to be me, Kashiwagi Aki. After all, I'm the only one here still in her teens. There's no way Producer Son would ever elevate one of you grannies to such status.
Idiot, I don't even know why we're talking about this. I'm already the general manager here. It's only natural that I become the second center to keep you damn kids in line. Hey, wait a second. Who knows how the new center will be decided? Now that we've got a pretty big fan base, Producer Son might decide to make it into a big event and hold a fan election.
Ooh, a fan election. Ikusei idol group.
What the hell?
Ikusei idol groups sure are a thing nowadays. I can see that happening.
Deciding by popular vote does seem like a fair way, though.
You suppose P-Kun's planning to announce this at the anniversary live?
Something like that would, really would be big. That producer probably planned all this out. Just goes to show you can't trust guys in this town. The girls turn to their current center, who look less enthused at the turn of events. Not that we're ripping on Nemu or anything.
No matter what happens, Nemu's gonna be our center, eh?
Isn't it natural? Anyways, don't worry too much. This is just speculation on our part. Might not even end up happening. Well, apparently the plan to remove Nemu as a center is a thing, so she might be graduating or some shit.
After all, having 2 centers may not even be necessary. There are still plenty of alternative dance formations which can accommodate 8 people with a single center.
Nemu's correct. An arrowhead formation with 4 people in the back row would work fine with 8 people.
We don't even know where Kaori-chan's gonna start appearing in our lives either.
And yet, despite saying all that, all of you were jumping for joy at the thought of being the new center just a second ago. Nemu simply does not know anymore.
Suddenly, a random thought came to her.
Actually, I have observed some strange happenings at Amaterasu offices recently.
What do you mean?
Curiously enough, I saw Kamijo-san and Kaori-chan speaking to an executive in an office recently. While I couldn't hear what they were saying, I was shocked to see Kaori-chan's countenance was completely different from how she usually is. Or how she is usually.
Huh? Oh, wait, are you saying that she's one of those idols whose public personalities is totally different from what they're actually like? Yeah, because that would totally be outrageous, right? Like, nobody else here is like that.
Y'all city slickers are all the same. She was different in what ways? It's difficult to put on a finger, but she appeared more confident. I should stop myself here. It is not my intent to spread any mistaken ideas about our new Kohai.
Oh, you can't just give us a teaser like that and then stop. Yeah, spill the beans. Besides, this could turn out being really important, like I said. That's some suspicious shit. Remember, Quasar's still our rival. Golden Calf could be setting us up for something. Exactly.
If you insist. From where I was watching the scene unfold, dare I say, I saw such a calculating glint of Kaori's eye.
calculating glint in Kaori-chan's eyes. It truly did scare me a number to see such a look on someone who seemed so innocent. My, she was working that executive man the same way a cheap hostess at a bar works her mark. Truly shook me to the core, it did. I know what that's like.
So you're saying Kaori-chan's nowhere near, as innocent as she looks?
I'm sad to say, that would be my impression of her, yes.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I can see that being the case.
So, this is the true face of a Quasar girl. It's a little scary, isn't it?
Of course she's like that. Honestly, I'm not even surprised. You gotta be the one eating others in this industry, or else you're gonna be the one that gets ate. Yeah, I gotta agree. Quasar's a really messed up place, and she's got pretty high in the rankings. Who knew that she had to do what she had to do to get there? She probably has blood on her hands.
Yeah, there's that. I was expecting that to pop up at some time.
They're totally believing everything I say.
I mean, even though I still don't trust her as well, so I'm glad you kind of brought it up. I am suspiciously, like, thinking on this. Like, Kaori's suspicious as shit. Like, I have such suspicion for her. Like, she seems innocent from all the times we've seen her talk, but at the same time, I don't know. And everybody's story, people change slightly, so who knows? Maybe this is, I don't know.
I best get rid of our inconvenient 8th member post-haste, lest these girls latch on to any misguided hope that this unit can have 2 centers. The only center of Starnova is me. Anyways, such were my observations. Ah, great, and here I was looking forward to having a cute little kohai. Looks like we just ended up with another crack case instead. I mean, I don't know if it's true, but I'm glad that we brought it up, because it is suspicious that she was there, and Kamijo met with her mother the night prior, and it's like, even if this backfires and she's good, I still want to run through it just in case, you know, because you never know she is trying to fuck us over. And like I said, the fact that she doesn't get normal clothes or our training uniform kind of makes me think, well, she might not be majorly a part of our team because something might happen, so, you know. Should have seen it coming. A unit for rejects like us is only ever gonna get bimbos and two-faced. So you admit you're nothing but a two-faced blonde bimbo? Oi, shut it, shit lolly! Anyways, it's late. Let's wrap it up and deal with this tomorrow. Okay. I was gonna stop the episode, but I want to see how they deal with it tomorrow. Having their fill of team gossip, the girls gathered their belongings and scattered for the night. Nemu grinned to herself as she laid sprawled out on the sofa, same way. Turning the others against Kaori has been a piece of cake. All she had to do was mix in a few embellishments with reality in order to confirm the girl's own. Well, I mean, she didn't really lie because that was exactly what happened. She was buttering up the guy in the room, wasn't she? And with Kamijo, so it's technically not wrong what she said. She's technically telling the truth. I mean, I don't know if it was as a hostess, but she was giggling and laughing and confident and like prior to her quiet and other self. So I mean, I'm pretty sure she's not lying on that. She's just telling it how it is. Did I read that? Piece of cake. All she had to do was mix in a few embellishments in with reality in order to confirm the girls' own suspicions about her. Okay. In the end, the girls were nothing more than paranoid, jealous creatures obsessed with self-affirmation. All it took was a little nudge to get them to turn on each other like a barrel of hungry piranha fish. But more of a challenge was Producer-san. Seriously, what was he doing? Was he so obsessed with work that she was all but invisible to him? Lately, she had hardly had any private time with him. At this rate, he really might be thinking of making one of the others the second center. Did he do this because he thought I could handle leading Starnova? I couldn't handle leading Starnova by wait. Did he do this because he thought I couldn't handle leading Starnova by herself? Wait. I thought that was the demon talking, but now the demon's here, so I don't know how to interpret that. The thought made Nemu's inside squirm.
No, anything but that. But recently, all he had been doing was giving her the cold shoulder. She had offered herself to him, and yet he had shoved her away so coldly.
Producer-san, why do you do this to Nemu?
The ding of the elevator knocked Nemu from her thoughts.
This again?
However, she heard a familiar voice. Yep, I had a feeling it was a play. I had a feeling it was played. It was precisely as Madam President said. That man was more than eager to take the bait. Nemu instinctively rolled off the sofa and scrambled to a hiding spot. She squeezed herself inside a large metal file cabinet and pressed her ear to the door to hear what Kamijo was saying. I told you he would be more than eager to take another broken bird into that gilded cage of his. Unfortunately, some birds are simply broken beyond repair. Oh no, that was him. You are to keep your end of the bargain then. I'm taking quite a risk here. Of course. Sadly, the shock of her father's sudden imprisonment and the ensuing backlash from the public against her was too much for poor Kaori-chan to bear. She quickly sought to warm herself in the arms of a male comfort. My people inform me that she has been spending quite a few nights in the apartment of a certain distasteful fan recently. Oh. Of course, all this has been documented by Conixis. Oh. There was a slight pause as Nemu presumed Kamijo passed Haruna some photographs for her to pursue herself. We plan to expose this revelation shortly after she is announced as the surprise 8th member of Starnova. The public outrage would be insurmountable. I'm impressed. Looks like you live up to your reputation, Kamijo-san. I am simply a loyal officer. Of Golden Cap Productions. Anything to defeat rising rival group is worth my effort. But this is certainly strange. To think that the president of Materasu Television would go through with this much effort to destroy an idol group. The very group that her daughter is the center of, no less. Kamijo's voice pitched up into one of a sadistic amusement. Quite the complicated family feud, I presume. Nemu is no daughter of mine. My fool of a husband fell into the arms of an idol back in his youth and produced that disgrace of a child. So, Haruna-san, what would you like written on your tombstone? Because, pretty sure you just planted yourself deep in that goddamn soil. You're fucking dead. Yeah, if only you knew who was listening right now. You're fucking dead. Ever since then, I have been seeking to rectify the mistake of the past. I see. In any matter, so long as Starnova is destroyed, our interests are aligned. So Kaori-chan's actually there, but only as a ticking time bomb until she's announced as our new member. Then Kamijo and Haruna released the photos of her doing something strange with a fan. I don't know, but that, and then we die. I mean, is it really our fault, though? Why would we get down? Because we took in the member. We didn't know what she was doing. We just knew that, you know, people were... I don't know. We'll see what happens. Indeed, I look forward to working with you, Kamijo-san. Likewise. Yep. I knew it. It was strange that he had been coming to Haruna's office lately, but to think that everything I told the girls today was actually the truth. Well, I mean, you did tell them the truth, and you just didn't know about this part of the truth. But yeah, unforgivable, absolutely unforgivable. However, what happened next shook Nemu to her core. Haruna took...
Oh, shit! Oh, no! Oh, it is. Your death contract might have been signed before, but it is official now. You done fucked yourself. Oh, no. Oh, no, no.
Haruna, you know that up, down, left, right cross symbol you do? That's what I'm doing for you right now. Oh, you're fucking dead. You're dead. That's it. You're dead. No, this is the last night I am going to see you alive. You are dead. That is it. Mess with Nemu, kinda. You fucking with some dangerous territory, but now you cheating on Pops? Ooh-wee. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Haruna took Kamijo into her arms and passionately began to kiss him. Kamijo, my love. Once my foolish husband and that harlot spawn are finally removed, let us finally. Nemu could take no further. She slammed over the cabinet door and revealed herself to Haruna. Oh, my mother is not a harlot. I know everything you're planning, Haruna-san, but I won't let it come to pass, because I'm going to tell Producer-san everything. Haruna picked herself up and scrambled to her desk. She punched the panic button and barked into the intercom. Security, detain my daughter and bring her to me. Nemu turned and ran to the elevator, only to have a gate of iron bars descend in front of it and cut off her access. The only way down was going to be through the stairwell. Without another breath, Nemu slammed the door and ran down the stairs. Tears ran down Nemu's cheeks as she gasped for air. The Amaterasu building was a 50-story skyscraper with the CEO's office situated at the very top of the building. She ran downwards, the emotional turmoil of what she just witnessed ravaging her chest. Producer-san, it was all a trap. I have to. Suddenly, a steel gate burst open from above as a muscular man in a black suit entered the stairwell. Subject spotted on stairwell B. Cut her off at Sector 12. Nemu nearly tripped and tumbled down the flight of stairs as she quickened her pace. She couldn't let herself be captured here. Who knew what Haruna would do to her now that she knew the truth? The door in front of her burst open and she saw a squad of suits poured through. Halt! Nemu gasped for air as she pushed her body to its limit. She felt nausea build up in her stomach, but she could not stop here. A man's powerful grip bit down on her shoulder. No, I will not! She reached into her purse and swung her knife at her assailant. Trained professional, he withdrew his hand and parried her strike. However, Nemu used the opening to finally tumble down to the ground floor. She slammed through the door and sprinted out the lobby to arrive at the night street. I've got to get to Producer-san! Despite her legs trembling from terror and exhaustion, she scrambled toward the main street and tried to hail a cab. I've got to! Producer! Out of nowhere, a blinding white blurred out her vision. Uh-oh. Oh, jeez. Nemu? Nemu blinked in confusion. What was going on? Wasn't she being chased just a moment ago? Speaking of which, there was something she desperately had to do, but her head was in a daze. Whenever her mission was, it felt so long ago. After all, she was but a child. Why was any of that her concern? Oh, is that her mama? Oh, her mama nice. Nemu looked up to see a woman who appeared to be her doppelganger. Well, I mean, kinda, not really, but I can see it in the face. However, nobody would ever find out how identical they would look in their primes, as Nemu was years away from maturing into a woman right now. This was 18 years ago, the morning of that fateful day. Ever since what had happened, the facts of that traumatic incident had been locked away, deep in Nemu's subconscious. While occasionally the negative pent-up emotions surrounded that incident would manifest themselves as gaps in her memory, she had largely convinced herself into believing the fiction that her family had been created to fool the world. After all, what could she do, a mere child, up against the machinations of a powerful corporation? In truth, Ueda Senna, her mother, had not died in a traffic accident that day. How did things turn out this way? For as long as Nemu could remember, her father, Kojiro Akimoto, had been a gentle man who maintained through quiet, hard work through great real estate empire his own father had built. But a man of such modest ambition could never last in the cutthroat business world.
It was only a matter of time until challengers appeared to suck away the company's lifeblood. Deep in the boardroom, Akimoto Real Estate, a coalition of minor shareholders hatched a conspiracy to dispose of the weak Kojiro and seize power themselves.
Uh-oh.
But Akimoto Sr. would not give up his company so easily. He betrothed his middling son to the heiress of Amaterasu Holdings, a woman renowned for her sharp willingness to win at all cost. The alliance would save Akimoto Real Estate and solidify Kojiro's position as the president, of course. True power rested with newly wedded Akimoto Haruna, who quietly disposed of her husband's enemies from the shadows. But what it may for their position in the business world. Their marriage was merely a loveless one. Not once did Haruna ever speak kindly to her husband or hold him close as a wife. Instead, Nemu grew up witnessing the powerful matron of the family, betraying and belittling her father at every turn, yet he took her abuse without complaint. It was only after Nemu grew older that she realized her father was willing to sacrifice his dignity for the sake of the company his father had built. But one day, that relationship changed. Ueda Senna entered the picture. A beautiful but struggling idol, she fawned over Kojiro unlike any other woman he had encountered before in his life. It was only a matter of time until the lonely middle-aged man became infatuated with her. In his first act of rebellion against his powerful wife, he took Senna as a mistress and showered her with both gifts and affection, and soon a love child. Upon discovering her pregnancy, Senna quietly announced her retirement from the idol business and vanished from the public eye. However, Kojiro still continued to provide his mistress and their newly born daughter with both his money and affection. But their happy days could not last forever. It was but a matter of time until Haruna discovered her husband's infidelity. She did not take news of her husband's betrayal lightly, for Haruna was a ruthless woman willing to destroy her enemies without a second thought. It was sun-soaked evening when Senna took her daughter out for a walk through the neighborhood.
What a nice day, Nemu. What do you want to do? It can be anything and Mommy will make it happen. I want to go to the park. I want to eat. And pen. What is that? My, what a reasonable request, Nemu. Going to grow up to be a good girl, isn't she? Nemu wants to be an idol like her mom.
Oh.
I suppose so. Nemu will be a big idol. She might even get more popular than Mommy. She might even be the center, My. What's the center? Hara. Mommy will explain it to you when you're older. For now, let's just focus on growing up and being a good girl, won't we?
The two of them arrived at a walkway crossing in front of the park.
Now hold my hand while we're crossing the road and don't forget to look both ways. No. Now, let's just wait until the lights... No, not my Nemu!
Before she could even comprehend what had happened, her mother had shoved her tiny body away. Nemu's world spun as her little body tumbled to the hard pavement. An explosive crash, steel, nearly knocked her unconscious. She turned her head toward the noise, still flat on her back. She saw the twisted metal hunk of large white van and growing pool of blood. Her young mind couldn't comprehend what had just occurred. She heard footsteps approach her. She scrambled backwards in terror, her body trembling, and then she saw her. Her mother's killer. Oh. You're just desserts, idle harlot. No words could pass through her parched throat. Haruna turned to a group of suited men and barked orders at them. Check that there were no witnesses and seize all the CCTV evidence. Make sure it looks like an accident. As for the girl, well, I suppose half her blood is still Akimoto. Take her in. Perhaps she'll have her uses. The world began to spin. For the next 18 years, Nemu repressed the facts of this day within her, never wanting to face the truth. And with each passing year, a demon had grown within her, gorging on her hatred for the woman who had murdered her mother. Whenever her heart strived, she knew that she ceased to be herself, and instead became the twisted embodiment of her mother's vengeance.
Haruna, you never did manage to kill my mother. For no matter what you do, she'll continue to haunt you for as long as you live.
Nemu felt her gut split into two. Yes, after all these years of fearing on her negative energies, the time of the demon's birth was nigh. The monstrous ebon beast that had germinated for so long in her womb had finally erupted from her belly and screeched to life. Oh, Jesus.
Nemu! Nemu! Wake up!
Nemu gasped back to consciousness into my arms. Thank goodness you're alright, you nearly gave everyone a heart attack! Nemu looked around and blinked in confusion, apparently at a loss to her surroundings. Well, it was hardly surprising, as she was out of it. She had been passed out the whole night. How much do you remember? You got into a car accident outside Amaterasu building, but luckily you weren't actually hit and just passed out from shock. You spent the night here at the hospital. You've been unconscious for a few hours.
I see.
Of course, I put all your jobs on hold, so you don't need to worry about a thing. Just focus on getting better, and we can deal with it once you're back on your feet.
No, please do not be concerned. My body feels fine. My, I must be quite the coward to indeed pass out from shock just from a minor car accident.
Okay. How are we gonna... But this wasn't the end of our problems. In fact, while Nemu was unconscious, a perfect storm had been brewing unbeknownst to her. I had to handle this with the utmost care, or it could prove absolutely fatal. I took a deep breath and looked at Nemu with steeled eyes. I know you're still in shock, but I need you to answer honestly. According to eyewitnesses, you were acting erratically at the scene of the accident. In fact, people were saying you read headfirst into moving traffic. Is that true? What you were doing the night of the accident? More importantly,
there's big trouble, Producer-san. Late last night, I saw Kamijo at Haruna's office and they were...
The sight of that woman exchanging spit with Kamijo made her insides twist with revulsion.
They were... Anyways, more importantly, the deal transfer to Kaori to Starnova, it was just a big plot to destroy us. You have to cancel the deal right away or else.
What are you saying? You're not making any sense. It's alright, you're still under a lot of shock. Slow down and explain everything to me bit by bit. However, Nemu's eyes began to twitch in delirium.
I can't let her take everything away again. She's the mastermind behind all of this. She's planned all this out. It's all her fault. I'll kill her. 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 Nemu!
Just then the door burst open and a flood of reporters broke through. Oh shit. I stood and covered Nemu up with her blanket, lest they see her in the middle of her panic attack. The next moment, I was blinded by a rapid fire of dozens of flash cameras as a mob of reporters descended upon me. Is it true that Akimoto Nemu has tried to kill herself following the revelations? Tell us, Producer-san, how much did you know about Akimoto-san's past? What is your response to the millions of fans that were deceived? How will the allegations impact Akimoto-san's sponsorships? I outstretched my arms in front of Nemu, attempting to shield her from the verbal barrage.
Huh?
Please, Akimoto-san is still recovering from her accident. I ask that you do not barge in. Your comments, Akimoto-san.
What is the meaning of this?
Shh, let me handle this. Akimoto-san, is it true that you are in fact the illegitimate daughter from a secret affair between your father and the late idol Ueda Sana?
What? Where did you hear that? Producer-san, what's going on?
I'm just as lost as you are. The story broke all over the media this morning. There's already small armies of reporters gathering in front of the office. Any social media accounts are pretty much on fire. Everyone, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. This is a hospital. We cannot possibly answer questions here. But Producer-san, the people have the right to know. Oi, have some respect for other patients. I'll answer your questions outside, but the fact of the matter is that you have lied to the public about Akimoto-san's upbringing. Producer-san, you cannot claim she's a high-class societan on one hand when the reality is she was actually the love child of a philandering ex-idol. Look, people, we're just entertainers. Can
You can't grill us with some sleazy politician. What did you call my mother, you worthless? I held Nemu back as she nearly threw herself at the reporter, her face contorted in rage. An atomic explosion of flashes erupted. The reporters eagerly captured every moment of Nemu's breakdown. Hey, stop! What an unmigrated disaster. Maria put down the magazine bearing 2 pages spread, me holding back Nemu as she snarled at the cameras with blood in her eyes. Psychotic breakdown when false life exposed. Akimoto Nemu, the love child of a former idol, at a center. Maria crumbles on the floor. Oh no, it's all over. Just when it looked like we were going somewhere, the scandal had to break. It's only a matter of time until they start digging up skeletons in all our closets. The only thing the mass media is capable of doing in this country is making mountains out of a molehill and spinning every little event into a scandal of the century. I don't even want to think about what they'll say about me. The light of crisis, I had convened an emergency meeting to discuss the response to the scandal. However, seeing the faces of my talents only drove home the severity of the situation. Maria was crumpled on all fours of the floor while Sasami was sniffling beside the bamboo tree in the corner of the office, as if she was the one being verified in the press. Meanwhile, Aki sat on the desk while scrolling through the cell phone, surveying the extent of the damage on social media. It was a job fit only for one with the thickest skin out of all the girls, and for that, we were all extremely grateful for our resident shit-posting lolly. However, the white look on her face and her trembling hand left no question to the virtual riot that was occurring right now.
It's really unfair. Whatever Nemu's parent might have done in the past is none of her fault. But why is everyone bad-mouthing her as if she's the one responsible for everything? It's really messed up. People aren't acting right.
There. Well, Sasa-chan, you know, whenever someone gets popular, you end up with a bunch of haters who are just jealous you made it big. So whenever a celeb falls on her ass, you get a mob of people fixing to get on your case, and for no apparent reason. Don't worry, as soon as the next big scandal breaks, they'll just move on to shit on the next poor sap that happens to get picked on by the media. It's not the end of the world. Don't worry. Don't cry, Sasa-chan. Shh. Hey, wait, why am I even the one comforting you when you're not even involved in this? It's not like I really care about you or anything. Nemu, you feeling okay? Looks like the reporters really did a number on you in that hospital there.
I apologize for my unsightly display, everyone. When I came to, I did not know what happened, and my outrage may have gotten the best of me.
Isn't it natural? If it had been any one of us in your shoes, we would have probably reacted the same way. Maria's right. None of this is Nemu's fault. It's them reporters that were all at fault. Seriously, barging into a room of an injured girl like that. My folks always say to take everything in the papers with a pinch of salt.
Everyone.
Now hold on just a minute here. Aki put down her cell phone and stood. You know, we'll read your little thing. I mean, you guys can read it right now if you want, but we'll read it in the next episode, because holy crap, this is... Damn. Everything's hitting the fan harder than I expected. But it's like, how was the producer to know that Nemu was brought up as this? He could have played it off and said, well, I didn't know that she was a love child. How the fuck did you think I'd know about this? I just knew what was presented before me. Anyways, goddamn it. Anyways, thank you all for watching. The demon has, I think, been released, and now fucking what's her face? Haruna is more than likely going to die. More than likely. If she doesn't die by the end of this, I'm gonna be upset. Like, I think she deserves to die. Not only did she get someone killed, but then she's also trying to silence Nemu, and now she more than likely printed out in the papers of the whole love child thing to try and ruin Nemu, so it's like... That bitch deserves it. You took someone's life, your life, and, like, it's not like I'm saying, if you kill someone, you deserve to... No, if you intentionally kill someone who's innocent and doesn't deserve it, you deserve some kind of horrid punishment, because... Fucking, I know that, fucking, what's her face, forgot her mom's name again. I forgot. I know Nemu's mom was an affair, you know, like with the father. But at the same time, Haruna didn't have to kill her. Like, you didn't have to kill her. You almost killed a child as well. You're a horrible person. As much as I gotta say, I know cheating, because as someone who's been cheated on, I have to say, it is hard, but your relationship wasn't even like an actual relationship. It was more along the lines of fucking a business, like, joint thing. And you saw it as that anyway. And the fact that you're planning to kill someone over this is a bit... Why? Not even a bit. That's just why, but hey. I hope Nemu gets her revenge, or her mom gets her revenge, if it's a demon or her mom. I hope they get the revenge, even though it implies Nemu has to kill someone. Even if Nemu doesn't directly kill her, I hope fucking something happens to Haruna, something horrid, and she loses her status or some horrid shit, because, like, she deserves it at this point. I cannot stand Haruna. I can't stand Kamijo, I can't stand Haruna, and, like, so far, the shitty shit tier list, so far, number 1 is that Oda dude who wanted to rape Aki. Second place is Kamijo, and maybe, depending on, like, I don't know, Kamijo might be in 3rd now, and Haruna is in 2nd, but we'll see. But thank you all for watching. If you like this, hit the thumbs up button and say what your favorites. Also share with your friends. This has been Conixis. You can follow me on Twitter. The link's in the description below. Thank you all for watching. Love you all. See you all in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.